Hi guys, Rushy here and welcome back to I Wani Hug That Gator. It has been a while since I've gotten to record this, so I'm going to be a little rusty on the voices, but we back. I have a voice again, sort of, so we can play. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I last played this, but we're jumping right back into where we left off. So, even though we're pretty far into the fall season, today is a nice day out. There's a storm coming in later today with a cold front, so the temperatures outside are bearable enough to relax in. One last respite before the unforgiving cold of winter settles in. I decide to celebrate by eating lunch outside. After a good bit of prodding, Olivia joined me. Inco, it's too cold. It'll freeze my veins solid. 70 degrees and you already agreed. Calm down. We step out in the chilled air. Hiss. She pulls the drawstrings of her hoodie taut, yanking it shut again. When I try moving her along, she starts dragging her tail on the ground. You're secretly enjoying this, aren't you? That hoodie isn't hiding your silly little grin. There's a table by the edge of the yard that looks pretty good. Now it's just the two of us. Alone. Ooh. Sitting at a picnic table in complete silence. Ingenious one-liners flow through my head like a slam poetry champion, yet I can't wake up the will to say anything about the wedding to her. Guess there's always later. So, Olivia? The gator lifts her head from her roast beef sandwich, staring directly at me. What's up? How about this weather? Smooth, Inco. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal towns, so this is a nice change of pace. Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we're the only ones out here. It is pretty empty out here today. Maybe it's like a human DINO thing, more acclimated to snow. Even with the hoodie, it's a lot colder than I'd like. Oh, why'd you agree to come outside with me? Well, you wanted to, and you? Olivia's lips quiver a little as she tries to work out words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task as a flush of scarlet spreads across her cheeks and makes her pouting lips glow. It's because she likes you, bro. Hey, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. The Midwest? Only loons come from the Midwest. Oh, come on, that's not true. Alright, what was it like then? A lot of empty promises, nothing worth talking about. What was St. Hammond like before I showed up? Horrible. Everybody here sucked. Well, they still do, I guess, but seriously, most of the faculty had to stick up their ass and the student body was holding on for dear life. I'd do anything to get out of this place. If I got to take you and Damien with me. Wow. I don't know who this is, so we're just going with normal. Colourful. Olivia and I freeze at the familiar voice. Oh. The sound of stone grinding on stone echoes through the courtyard as we turn our heads towards whoever said that. Principal Scalar stands just as still as us, her face burning red. Though her jaw is moving, teeth grinding exceptionally loud as she looks at Olivia. Next to her stands a large whale dressed in formal attire. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing that inspection. And did he hear... What were you saying just now about student morale, Principal Scalar? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard as he begins jotting down something with a pencil. I said had. Ever since Principal Scalar took over as our principal, things have gotten better. Olivia's words do little to make Scalar's face lessen in both colour, intensity, and heat. Yeah, have to say, this school's way better than my old one by at least a country mile. So, Mr. Inco, would you say that your time in St. Hammond since your transfer has both been fruitful and comfortable? I mean, compared to my old school, I've met good friends, have had excellent teachers and classes, and have had an all-around good time. Also, the cafeteria food is great here. It actually tastes like food and not microwave reheated gruel. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on his notepad before turning to face Olivia. What about you, Miss? Olivia Halford, was it? Got any more comments regarding St. Hammond? Do be honest, if you please. Olivia shoots me a quick glance before taking a deep breath. Well, the school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted. Sometimes I get stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from the students and hoards them in the equipment shed. I can almost feel the heat emanating from Principal Scalar's face as soon as Olivia finishes lodging her complaints. Wouldn't want to be around her after Ferris's visit is over. For his part, Mr. Ferris only nods and writes more down on his clipboard before turning back to face Scalar, who does her best to turn her grimace into some kind of smile. Seems like there are some issues left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of correcting the issues Miss Alfred has pointed out? Principal Scaler nervously clears her throat. I don't remember the voice I did for her, so I'm sorry. I've already sent in a request to the district to have the elevator looked at by a technician. Mr. Ferris nods and writes something else on his clipboard before clicking his pen and stuffing it in his front suit pocket. I'll have to talk to the superintendent about that request next time I'm at the office. What about this PE teacher Miss Olivia mentions? Oh, Mr. Coach Solly. Ferris raises an eyebrow. It's his legal name. I know. He checks the page, then sighs a bit. Right. Ferris turns to face me. Well, that's enough about St. Hammond for the time being. Mr. Inco, how would you say things are going for you? Not just as a student, but also as a growing adult. This school's really helped me learn a lot, sir. I respect the efforts of the students and the faculty alike for their efforts in making me feel welcome. It's much more refined than my old school, at least. Wow, you might as well ask him for a letter of recommendation already. Huh? That's not what I was doing, Olivia. Olivia doesn't even respond to me, instead laughing quietly to herself. I'll keep that in mind. The Leviathan finishes jotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to Principal Scaler. I think I have everything I need for the time being. So, Mr. Ferris, why don't we adjourn to the faculty lounge? Of course, we can go over your future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. The inspector turns away, Principal Scaler lagging behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. I wish she'd done this freshman year. With a huff and a frown, Olivia stabs to her own lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. We'll look on the bright side. She levels her silver eyes on me but remains focused on treating her salad like its namesake. Like Caesar. It's senior year, and we're about halfway through, so we only have to put up with this place for a couple more months. She lances the largest piece of chicken, twisting her spork roughly. And then what? Then what? I guess, I don't really have any concrete plans for after school. What do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was the goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. You? I plan on getting an art degree. Whoa, really? Online, of course. Oh, not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a brush in my hand. Any classes I'm really passing too. I know in my head an understanding, but she's talking about her future, but it sounds more like resignation than a declaration. I at least have something, even if the path to my goal is vague. The morose mood leaves me at a loss for words. Damn it, I was hoping to actually use this time to, I don't know. I wanted to talk to Olivia and, ask her something. Ask her what, Inco? What are you gonna ask, buddy? Or something like that. Stupid Mr. Ferris and his workplace politics dampening the mood. The air between us is awkward as we pick out our lunch, and even after the bell rings, we're forced to finish eating, it's still weird. Even when I ask if Olivia would like a push to history, she just remains silent in thought. Olivia has been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't that long a time, Olivia had grown so much chattier as of late, so the silence felt just a bit off-putting to me. A part of me couldn't help but wonder if it's a cold shoulder directed at me, or just remaining nerves from that last conversation. No use just thinking about it. So, penny for your thoughts, Olivia? God, is he not just the best at talking? Oh, right. Sorry, guess I'm not here right now. What were you thinking about exactly? Olivia lets out a sigh and turns her head upwards so that her eyes meet mine. I really got to thinking about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither one of us knows what we'll be exactly doing after school's over. All right, yeah, that. I hadn't really given much thought to the fact that I had essentially dropped a bombshell on both of us. Now that I really stopped to think about it though, the idea that neither one of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. Most seniors at least have a small idea of what they'll want to do after graduation. At least I think. Hell, Liz had made a full chart and timeline for herself. I mean, I always figured I'd go to college, but that feels so basic, for a lack of a better word. There should be some kind of grander plan on what to do with the next big step. University, a career, maybe even starting some kind of family. Whoop. Those are the kinds of plans that come to mind. They're all just simple platitudes at the end of the day, though. Is it even worth making plans? The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid just comes out of left field and wrecks everything. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and all. So maybe all I can really do then is live in the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be a sitting duck for life to take pot shots at me. Just live pretending death can't show up and take me at any time. Oh, speaking of death, hi! Hey, it's Olivia! And friend. Olivia stiffens in her chair. Oh, hey, Mia. Olivia's words are a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson scale girl. Her hands shakily strain against the wheels of her chair, slowly turning it to. Got a couple of questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. Holy shit. The parasol saunters up and with the sway of her hip pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's reins from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're going with you anywhere. We? She looks down to Olivia and back at me. We. He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed. Sorry. You're up for that, right, Liv? She puts a hand on her shoulder and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So yeah, we'll just be a moment. Don't worry that pretty little head of yours. I'm left gawking and confused as the two head off in another direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the parasol wheeling her away. Part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye that Mia sends back at me forces me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two turn the corner. My thoughts of what I want to do going after the pair are betrayed by my body, still frozen by the icy glare from Mia. Damn it. I'll just get to class and ask what the hell this was all about later. Oh, crap. It's Miss Prockling. By the time I get to Prockling's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me, some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken to me. But instead, she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there's still no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have let Olivia go with her alone. What the hell was I thinking? You clearly were not thinking. I really don't want to cut class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope, I can't sit and do nothing. I shoot my hand up into the air, causing Miss Prockling to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nito? I don't remember her voice. Yes, Mr. Nito. Miss Prockling, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I shat myself. Fucking hell. Inco! Fuck. I'm halfway out the door. What the fuck was that? Out of all the things you could have said, Inco, you shat yourself. Where did they go? There's not a soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass somebody in secret? Shoot, whatever's between them, I hope it isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't, would she? My hands clench tighter and tighter as I focus on walking faster. Finally, something snaps me out of my trance. The faint squound? Squound. Squound is the word that I went with. The faint sound of squeaking metal. I've heard that sound before. She locked her in. I turn towards the source just beyond the door of a nearby classroom. Judging by the paraphernalia covering the door, I think this is the algebra class. I grab the handle and haphazardly throw the door open, praying that I'm not about to rudely interrupt a teacher for the second time today. Looks like shit. How am I? Should be happy it's done. Oh. Two heads turn to me in a mix of anger and surprise, and they're the heads of the girls I was looking for. It's like a sudden three-way standoff. I was definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. Oh, she didn't look her in. She's just vibing in here. I really should have thought about that before barging in. Thank crap to Jesus she's okay. Mia and Olivia? What the fuck are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. But like mix it with Olivia. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same question. Oh my god. Look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you not to be followed. You were there when we left. He just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Why are you two in an empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall deafeningly silent, unwilling or unable to speak. I notice a piece of paper in Mia's hand. It looks like something's drawn on it. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The parasol stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question it any further, Olivia speaks up. Inco, why did you come here? You seem like you're in trouble. How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. What's the big issue? What's going on? Olivia claws at her armrest again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where'd all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he'll think? Shut up. Precious. Fine, I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook art contest. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits. But then it hit me. Holy shit, she can just get away with it. Now, how crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she starts to circle me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another. Now we're helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, it'd leave a permanent mark on her unemployable ass. What? Yours too, probably, since you're involved and all. My teeth creak painfully from my clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained from my face. I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping the whole rigmarole, the gist of it's simple. So Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me and some friends of mine, turns them in, and I make sure the whole incident goes away. I manage to earn back some of the feeling in my consciousness, just long enough to defy her. But that's blackmail and cheating. That's wrong. Oh my god. That's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning to look at Olivia, then back to me, and then back to Olivia. What, are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her pinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans closer to me, faux whispering. Well, sorry to break the news, Inco, but your friend here is a liar. That's awful. I hate this. Don't listen. I wouldn't be... She was threatening me. Pfft, threatening? Honey, if we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You'd think a cripple like you would have more shame than that. I watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia's really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. Can't you both just walk away and pretend this never happened? Shit, Inco. You're good. Ha! You hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean... Olivia's just staring at me with the look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning to face her target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things just don't work out that way, do they? Oh, that's why you didn't want Inco knowing you're still a dirty cheater. Shut up. Oh, relax. It's not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already admitted it. Art's my big break. You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing if we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know I can't lift or run or carry or dance or fucking anything you do on a daily basis without even thinking about it. I can't ever do anything else because of these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw, for God's sake. Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. What? Mia takes another step forward, then came back. Would I really go through the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just silly about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you. So let me be the first to say, congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inco. Oh crap. Distractions aside, you're in on it now too. You don't want Olivia to starve now, would you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about any of this and she's doomed. Do you understand me? I try to muster up words of defiance, but just past Mia's stare of death, I spot Olivia's horrified expression. Hello, Baldy. I'm waiting for your answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to say or do in this situation. No. Excuse me? Let me think this over with, Olivia. Think this over? You dense or something? This is a simple yes or no question. You can't seriously frickin'... Mia pinches the bridge of her snoot and lets out a tired sigh. Fine. The two of yous talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But that don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inco. Don't say I don't do nothing nice. But think carefully, amigo. You both got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia only gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. Takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia right now, she must be... I stand up from the floor, slowly approaching the alligator. She looks like a mess. Why? Why'd you have to come in here? I'm sorry, I was just so worried about what Mia could have been doing to you, and I wanted to make sure you were alright. Olivia grips her armrests. I was alright. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be her slave, doing all of her work? Not all of it, just whatever she needs to pass. I'll take the seat next to her there. Okay. She threatened me that she'd go to Scalar and spill everything. And if Scalar knew that I swapped the art, she'd know that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to us, so I got desperate. Told her I'd do anything she wanted. So I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Olivia, I can understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even when you were doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly, you, like garbage. My words rip through the Gator girl's fragile heart, her face contorting in a fierce snarl even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me, her face scrunching up as tears well in her eyes. I don't know what to do. And I don't even know I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia's a noose around both our necks. The gravity of the situation settles in. It feels like something in me is both frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain some fire as she smiles. I just have to tough it out. Keep making art to shut her up until this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's been going through this for so long and she's still... That's just... I'm out of options and so is she. I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Scalar, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things around here, especially with that auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right. Okay. Eatikin? For a split second, I see her mask crack, her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No. Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Eatikin doesn't need to hear this, either. You know he'd be able to... I can do this on my own. Her balled-up fists quake wildly after they slam onto her armrests, and the Gator girl does her best to hide her wince. I really don't think we can fix this if we're not working together. There's nothing to fix. I told you, I have it under control. Just please, Inco, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening, as if she's been fully drained now. I can handle it. I told you. Her fists unfurl and continue shaking. Take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters as I delicately cradle it in my palm. The protests die down into a pained whine when my thumb ever so slightly presses down on a joint. All this time, you've been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words draw out an even softer breath from her. Mia's had me drawing for her group almost daily. Must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. But it's nothing I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inco. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things. I mean, is that what this is about? Olivia's burning out at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hand still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us alone can handle. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes back her hand and settles it against her chest. I hook a nearby chair leg with my foot and drag the seat closer. Close enough that I can sit down right next to the baryonyx. Inco, I find that being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now go into your mind pattern. No, I'm sorry. Meeting her eyes once again, I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Eatikin can help Olivia. Her teeth grind together as though contemplating mauling my face off. Please, hear me out. I want to trust you, Inco, but I'm just scared that Eatikin will hate me forever for this. He's the only one that's ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look, we can get you out of this. Of course Eatikin will understand, even go to bat for you. And if you're the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have the power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? I have nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust Eatikin? Will he really just let that happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Does he? Of course not. Mr. Eatikin he's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia. But you need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eyes for a few seconds before sharply snapping her face downward. Her body then begins to quiver, almost as if she trembles with a mixture of cold and fear. Is she crying? Olivia. I get up from my chair and reach out to grasp her shoulder to try and comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here for you. Olivia's shaking lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her, but not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed through my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. The shaking's followed by sniffling, at which point I notice tears rolling down Olivia's snout and falling right into her lap. Yeah, she's crying, Inco. Why is it taking you this long to notice? What the? Oh, fuck. She's hugging him. I thought she just rammed him. Before I can finish my words, Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At which point she begins to let out what I can only describe as a pain-filled wail. At first I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised and eyes wide. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation such as this. Maybe hug her back. I'm not good at socials things, so I'm not good to judge what is the correct move in this situation, but hugging seems to be a good start. Yeah, look, see? No, Inco, you know what to do. I place my other hand on Olivia's other shoulder and slowly take a single knee. Take a knee. Bringing me to eye level with her. Oh. Then without saying a word, I tighten my embrace, allowing her arms to wrap around my neck as I wrap my arms around hers. My waist is pulled closer to by her boa-like tail that's become an impromptu belt harnessing me to the Gator girl. There's a distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze, but also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. Oh. Yeah, hug it out, you two. When we break apart, I check on our time limit. My phone says there's still 20 minutes before school's out. Hopefully Attican has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives a small nod. I get up and start toward the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe, I look back to her. As Olivia wheels over, she grunts with each push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. When she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. Though I don't really get its intent till her tail wraps itself around my wrist. Oh, right. Taking Olivia's reins for her, we start towards our art teacher's room in companionable silence. Companionable? That's right? Yeah, you guys tell me. That's right? Man, I can't wait to just go home and relax. Maybe open a bag of chips. Olivia's tremoring has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale, so that's nice. She's seen enough me to last a while. Then again, so have I. She'd probably kill us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. It's the first bit of quiet that we get, just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Olivia's gripping my wrist pretty hard. Guess she's still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a massage place around here. That'd be pretty nice, right? No, wait a second. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Something ancient awakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife poised just behind my neck. The Gator girl tenses, head stiffly turning. Her pupils slowly shift to mine, and their contraction to pinpoints brings attention to the danger my ancestral instincts are warning me of. Sup? You two trying to run a... Fight or flight, reflexes kick in. Zero thought on my end. My body chose to just book it. Holy shit. That was sick. Well, yeah. No, I'm standing by my comment. That was sick. Wham. For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of the metal doors being hit is from mere punching it in rage or accidentally slamming it into it after chasing us. When I catch you, I will eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck! The elevator finally begins its descent downwards. Oh, hi, Liv. I exhale deeply. Olivia gasps for breath. My arm stings from Olivia's razor grip. Good thing I have a jacket. Her claws have shredded the sleeve. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit and Olivia retracts her hands apologetically. Sorry. Oh God, are you okay? No, I'm not. What happens when we reach the bottom? Mia will be waiting for us. Olivia removes the key from its slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom. Just as Olivia said, without the key, the outmoded chamber simply powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark, empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothing apart. The phrase 7 minutes in heaven surfaces in my mind and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Shh. Heavy, rapid footsteps zone in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping paper. Mia's destroying everything on the walls. You fuckers had better still be in there. You cowards run away, so help me Raptor Jesus. She's right in front of the door. I hear her heavy breathing and soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. I try to stay silent as possible, but I'm afraid that the homicidal parasaur can hear my heart hammering in my chest in pants crapping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustrations verbally, resorts to the next best thing, physical therapy. We're surrounded by the sounds of ripping paper, dented lockers, and drywall fracturing. Oh my god, that scared me. On occasion, something hits the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices. Mia's drawn attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone quick. I fucking swear I've had it with that fucking luggage case on wheels. Good luck painting when you're eating through a straw, bitch legs, crock of cunt. Jesus. Mia. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? Is that a taser? It sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa. Hey. It's all cool. That's not what it looks like. It's a... Rapid footsteps echo from down the hall. She gone? The fuck could have scared Mia like that? There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Attican. Oh. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Attican. By now my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palpable and shared, my body finally relaxing and practically melting against the wall of the tiny elevator. We're gonna have to tell the Attican. It's safe to come out. It's all clear. Well, it looks like a stick of dynamite went off out here, but otherwise it's fine. I look at Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator but hesitates. I think our teacher's able to sense it, since his tired voice carries the weight of his worry. Everything will be okay, I promise. But she doesn't put it in, she just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting that key in and opening up means telling Yadikin everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing's a safe bet. Nothing can be said for sure. She can't do nothing and she can't do anything either. So she looks back to me, as if I'd have an answer. The key is offered to me, delicately held between two of her claws. Please don't make me do this. Oh no. Fuck! I don't know. She doesn't want to open the door, but I really want to take the door, open the door. What should we do, guys? Should I take the key? Fuck it. Don't take the key. My hands cup hers, eliciting a small gasp from the girl. Even with the darkened lenses of my shades, I can make out her moon-silver eyes filled with all the worries of this past month. Worries she'd endured because of our friendship, and possibly more. Inco. My fingers curl softly, pushing the key back into her palm. My lips move, but no sound comes out. He'll understand, Olivia. Either from my unspoken words or my comforting grip, Olivia is able to gather her courage. Yeah, she needs to make this choice herself. Otherwise, it's just like you're taking the agency away from her anyway, if you take the key. We share a simple nod and her hand finally moves to the panel. Hell yeah, Olivia. Oh, hi. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shutters briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding some strange black rod. Mr. Yadikin? Olivia reels back at the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Yadikin. Don't thank me just yet. I'm gonna need an explanation for all this. So is Principal Scalar, for that matter. He steps aside and motions us out of the elevator with a wave of the broad stick. Come along now. Give the janitor some time to take care of the mess. Holy shit. Looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls round the corner looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I can feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back behind her head to the arm she had grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again to the door of Yadikin's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explaining everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Yadikin. I grab Olivia's canteen and hand it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was furrowed, his fingers steepled, and he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent. You should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned that you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anybody would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you. Don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. I'm glad you two are okay. Yeah, I thought she was actually going to kill us. Mr. Yadikin shakes his head before he smiles softly at us. Have some faith in the faculty here. We do our best for you. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from here on. Anybody else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on, you two can hunker here until school clears out. You sure? You were going to stay out like always anyways, right? Yeah. What the fuck? The loud noise makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Yadikin! Whoops. Yadikin looks at the device in his hand. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. Estrus Protocol? Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Yadikin chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, all right? Jesus, fuck, I love Mr. Yadikin. Seriously, all it takes in life is one seriously good fucking teacher just who makes a difference in your entire life. And I feel like Mr. Yadikin is that teacher and I love him so much. I'd die for that guy. Alone, I go sit near the back of this classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a huge sigh I'd been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me and surprisingly, she's smiling. You're right, Inco. I could trust him. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school's let out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see Mia in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think despite it all, Olivia's life is going to be just a bit easier after today. I hope so. All right, that's where I'm going to leave it for today, but you sure as hell bet that it won't be as long between this episode and next because now I got my voice back. I'm ready to continue on with the story and get it finished because I need to know how it ends. I need to know that I was making decent choices and didn't completely fuck up everything that I touched. But that'll be for next time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you get to play many, many games and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.